Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. This week we have been looking at surprising stories of gratitude in the Bible, and this topic is especially meaningful today on Thanksgiving Day. Today, many of us will gather around tables full of food in homes full of family, and both our bodies and our hearts will be full to overflowing. And we will give thanks to God for all God's blessings. Truthfully, that's a pretty easy thing to do. Most of us are comfortable, and when we give thanks today, we will be in our comfortable situations. However, in our Bible story today, no one was comfortable. The story is found near the end of the book of Acts, and what has happened was that Paul was arrested in Jerusalem on charges that he had been disturbing the peace. In fact, he probably was, because Paul never missed an opportunity to tell everyone he met about Jesus, and he typically drew a crowd when he did, and the authorities weren't happy with his message. So he was arrested and put on trial, and was just about to be let go by the judge, who saw no merit in the charges against him, when Paul appealed to Caesar. Paul was a Roman citizen, and every Roman citizen had the right to appeal his or her case to the Caesar himself. Now, we might ask why Paul might want to do that when it was obvious that he was about to be let go. Well, most biblical scholars seem to believe that Paul hoped to preach the message about Jesus to Caesar himself. If he could convert Caesar, then he would be well on the way to converting the whole Roman Empire to Christianity. So this was his chance. So under guard, Paul was put on a ship making his way toward Rome. But on the way, a fierce storm came up, and it wasn't long before the boat was in trouble. Ships then were built more poorly than ships now, and the sailors tried everything they could think of to stay afloat. First, they passed ropes beneath the ship to try to hold the ship together. Eventually, they threw just about everything overboard to make the ship lighter so it would ride higher and not sink. They put out 4 anchors to try to hold the ship in place. Finally, when this had gone on for 2 weeks, they had given up hope. That's when Paul got a vision saying that they would all make it, and so he told them all to get something to eat because they would need their strength. This was the first food they had had in 14 days. And then the text says a remarkable thing. After he had said this, he took bread, and giving thanks to God in the presence of all, he broke it and began to eat. All of them were encouraged, and their hope was renewed. Thanksgiving in the face of fear has a way of doing that. Thanksgiving in the face of fear has a way of renewing hope. It's important for us to note that Paul didn't give thanks after the storm had passed, but right in the middle of the storm. And perhaps that's an invitation to us to do the same, to see God in the midst of the storms of our lives and recognizing God's presence with us, to give thanks. I love the verse in Psalm 46, which says over and over, "The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our stronghold." God is with us, and God has a strong hold on us and will never let us go. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.